Hey everyone, welcome to this video about Docket Hub, which is the system that CMS use to book their shipments currently. We're really excited to announce that we hope to integrate this piece of software with WebShip as soon as possible, which will enable us to do all of the shipments I'm going to show you today on WebShip and allow us to integrate with our normal ways of using Amazon. But for now, we're going to use their software just to give us a foot in the door around this new e-com in a box product that you would have heard about today, and I look forward to discussing it with you more as the next few months go on. So really simple system, looks really like IconSign once you get into the main page, and I just want to give you a few hints and tips about how to use it, what it can do. So you will get a login for Docket Hub. It usually takes a couple of days to set up an account with CMS. So you'll get a username and a login for your customer, and you can also get a username and a login for yourself on the same account so that you can keep an eye on all the shipments that they're sending. Really simple to send a shipment. You just go to Mailing Management and Item. There's a couple of things on here that you can see. We're going to go to Item Airway Bill Entry, which is where you do new shipment. There's also the option there for Item Level Upload, which is where you could do a CSV file. So if your customer has a CSV file, you can provide that to CMS. They will map it and set it up for you, and then you can upload CSV files to the system free of charge. So let's imagine we're going to do a single shipment. Item Airway Bill Entry. So you can see very similarly to WebShip, there's some pink things in here that need to be filled in. So let's imagine we're going to send a shipment to America. So I'm going to do it to myself. And I'm going to select America. And I'm going to put in a zip code. And this is for Express head office in the States. Actually, that is looking like the town. So you can see there's a couple of boxes down here. Commercial invoice, so if you want to do a commercial invoice for a shipment going abroad, which obviously you will need to if it's going outside the EU, you can pop some details in here and fill those pieces in. You've got the ability to pop in delivery instructions and a shipment reference if necessary. The SMS and emails are currently disabled. They don't work for this system. When we get WebShip access through to this system, obviously that will come back. There's some standard templates at the top here. So these are not editable. This is just templates, a little bit like our custom box sizes. So if I knew it was a small box, it would populate with 18 by 18 by 34. That's just something that they have. Now, you will notice that everything's in grams and mils. This is because CMS is predominantly a mail provider, and this is built as a mail system that parcels have been added to. So everything will need to be done in grams. So let's imagine I'm sending half a kilo. That'll need to be 500 grams. My description, I'm going to put in there, I'm going to put clothing. I'm going to put a unit value of £25 and quantity of 1. Once I've done all that, it will start to load and give me the options. Now, we have two services that we'll be using with CMS, which is the bpost Mini and bpost Maxi. So I'm going to select CMS International via bpost. The delivery time will always be economy. And I have a couple of choices. So this is where the system, you just need to remember the two choices. So if it's going mini, you need to do tracked and signed. And if it's going maxi, it needs to go tracked. Frustratingly, the system doesn't have the option just say mini and maxi. which is one of the reasons that we would really love to get this into WebShip quickly so we can simplify it for you. But this system, it works really well. We've got customers using it already. It's just a case of you understanding which is which. I find it personally counterintuitive, the tracked and signed and the track, so I always remember it as back to front. So you would expect the higher service, which is the maxi, to be tracked and signed, but it's not, it's just tracked, and vice versa. So that's how I remember it, is it's the opposite of what I would expect it to be. So if I change this to 2 kilograms or anything above 2 kilograms, if I go 2,500, that will change to only offer me tracked. Mini is a product that only goes up to 2 kilograms. So it will only let you do maxi after 2 kilos. So that will happen automatically. So let's imagine I'm going to just do half a kilo to America, and I'm going to do it on the mini service, which is tracked and signed. I'm going to click on Submit Advice Print Label. Are you sure you want to do it? Submit and print. And what will happen is I'll get a block pop-up up here. My label. I just need to allow those pop-ups next time. And this is what my label is going to look like. It's just a landmark generic label, where it's going to. This LTN number here is the tracking number, and that is the number that we would use to track the parcel once it's left the UK. So it's obviously converted it into pounds. It's given me a shipment reference, the date. This from address, that's just the address that the accounts were registered to through CMS. So once I've done that, that's my label generated. Now once I've done that, if I want to track my shipments, I'm going to go to Mailing Management Item Search. Easiest way to do is just search by address, select the customer, and do a date that it was advised from. So if I do yesterday to today, here's my shipment here. So I can click on this view shipment here. I can do print shipment labels. So if I view the shipment, I can click on it here and I can see the details. I can look at the tracking. Obviously at the minute it's just been advised to the CMS network. But just bear in mind that when you are sending something abroad, so if I look at one of these other shipments which has been done earlier, this is going to Madrid, so that one is going to Spain, no need for anything on this one. This one's French. So if I look at some other orders from last month, we obviously need to look for the commercial invoices to make sure that those details are uploaded. So when we should be doing those commercial invoices as part of our booking process. If I look on this one, I can see that it's going to New South Wales and a commercial invoice has been generated, which I can view again. Just wait for that to load, then I'll be able to view the commercial invoice and the details that have been submitted through the Post service. And here's that invoice here, so I can see the date, country of origin, the airway bill number, what the products are, how much they're worth, and all those details have gone through. So all you need to do is tick that commercial invoice box as we showed earlier for your non-EU shipments, and it will generate this automatically to go with your pieces, to go with your shipments off to the big post. So if we want to have a look at one that's been delivered, for example, so if we just have a look a little bit further back at some of the other items, because this customer doesn't send items necessarily all the time to CMS, they put them all together. So if we look at this one, we can see the tracking history here. So it was advised on the 10th. It was injected into the network on the 12th. It left Belgium on the 16th. and for whatever reason this parcel's taken a little while to be delivered. That could be a number of factors, which will be relevant to the local authorities or the local post office in that country. So we can see, if we want to get more detail, I can see that was going to America. So if I was to go into here, I get the end carrier reference number. So to get to that, all I've done is clicked on the little plus. It gives me the shipment detail. This RH number is relevant to the US Postal Service. So if I go USPS tracking, pop the details into here, I can see what's gone on with this parcel. So tracking history. So it came through, we can see it when it came through here. This one's arrived, processed through the facility on the 18th of April. There's been a hold up somewhere in the next few days, and then it's been delivered a couple of days later. So again, this is a postal service, not a courier service. It's a deferred service. So we are expecting on average to the States a seven-day service. But obviously with postal that doesn't always happen, so it's one of these things to be aware of with your customers. If we have a look at another one here, this one's going to, looks like Michigan. So again, if I look at the tracking events for it, I can see that it left on the 11th, processed into on the 12th, and then by the time it was delivered, it was the 26th. So again, you can see there's lots of different tracking events on there. Customer is getting plenty of updates through the journey, scans on different areas. You can see here there was a delivery issue, and then you can see the item's been delivered. If we were to look at, let's have a look what else we can see here. This one is going, where is this one going to? Let's go into the States as well. Let's see if we can find something from a different country. Just to mix it up a little bit. This one looks like it's going to, let's have a look. This one's on the in transit. Sometimes you will find that items are now and again that are going to Australia. Some of them are not showing the full detail. They are getting delivered, but they're not showing that full detail, unfortunately. If I look at this one down here, this one has gone, here we go. So let's have a look at this one in a bit more detail. So this one's going to Wellington, which I believe is New Zealand. If that's the case, we want to find the New Zealand post office. And there we go, we can see the parcel that's been delivered. It looks like there's two references attached to this one. We can view and manage this particular parcel, and we can see what's gone on with it, when it was updated, when it was delivered. So you can see all these details as well through the landmark system. So if we go to Landmark Global and go on their tracking, which is the tracking that you would most likely give to your customer, because that's a place that they can use this LTN number and have a really good idea of where their parcels are. We can see here New Zealand, we can see it's been delivered. I can see the local tracking number. I can view the complete tracking history through here. So this service here has been booked on the 10th It's not arrived in London in CMS until the 14th. It's been advised into Belgium on the 16th. Actually comes back to Great Britain for this particular parcel to fly out of London, and that's flown over there over the next week. So the rest of the world tends to be a 10 to 14 day transit time in working days. So this one has actually got there. It was once it's actually been grouped and processed, the 13th to the 27th, 14 days, knock off a couple of weekends, about 10 working days. So a really good service for the price that we're paying for it. And this is the e-com box kind of service that customers are asking us for to compete against things like the global shipping program with eBay and the kind of things that you can get through DispatchPay. This is the kind of thing that they're after, and this gives us this option for a tracked parcel with POD and the insurance included, 25 on a mini, £100 on a maxi. So it gives us those options. Process for actually doing this is to get the labels through the CMS system. You would pop your labels on every single parcel. You would put them in the box, hence the term e-com in a box. Put a label on top, send it with your carrier, whether it be UPS, UK Mail, TNT, whoever you would like to use. Get it down to CMS for a next day delivery. They will open the box, scan every item, so you'll see that first scan happen at the Heston Middlesex tracking state. That is where the first scan will happen for CMS, and then from there it's grouped at the Landmark facility, and then Landmark take over the tracking and the updates from there. But you can always track it from Landmark, from bpost, or from the CMS system. And then if you want more finer detail when it's in country, you always get this end carrier reference, which gives you more information. So it's a real quick whistle-stop tour of how the bpost system works. Really simple. Like I say, we're really keen to get it thrown into WebShip as quick as we possibly can, because we know that you guys like to sell our software with it being such a great platform and having all those bells and whistles, and CMS are really keen for us to do that as well. So that is how Docket Hub works. I hope this was useful for you. Hope it gives you a bit of confidence about being able to sell the product. And if you have any questions at all, please come and speak to me. Thanks very much for watching.